It's just another day, and now I've got to tidy everything up and put everything away because I'm off on a little short road trip in it. I've got to go and fetch plywood, kingspan, plywood, and I want a space to put it in to be able to bring it back. But then when I got it in the van, where the hell am I going to store it whilst I on the build? I just don't know. I'm lost at the moment because I've totally run out of space in the garden. I've still got all the old interior there. A chap that lives over there, his missus said that she wanted the old units, and I said, well, there's not a lot left of them. They can bloody have them. But yeah, they can have them. Have all the kitchen, everything bar the appliances. I still don't know whether to put the oven back in. I honestly, in the last 5 years as it's been a camper, I've used the oven once. It's to me, it's not really worth putting back in. But of course, when I haven't got it, I'm going to want to use it and wish I had got it in here. Same as was when I took the microwave out. Anyway, right, I have got a microwave oven. The three-way thing. That's a conventional oven and a grill in there. I might do that. I don't know if I can find it. It's down in my storage container. Anyway, all that's done. I've got to pick the wood up. I'm going to go and get some wood for that when I get the plywood as well. And quite honest, I found the B&Q is the cheapest for wood around here. All the timber merchants are asking stupid money for it, so I'll get it from a B&Q. Right, ready for this? My van is chock-a-block. You've got enough 2-inch kingspan there. I couldn't get any 4-inch, you hadn't got any left. I've got 2 sheets of polystyrene for the roof. I don't like polystyrene because it is not fireproof whatsoever. But, as I said, I'm on a budget. So, got some, it's under there as well, insulation. So that's all going in. I got 2 sheets of ply. Well, I bought 2 sheets, so I only want 1 at the moment. So that's going to get cladded up there. I can get on with that. But first of all, I got to horse it from here all the way down to the house, because I can't park a big van like that in front of my bloody driveway. I'm somewhere near tidied up, and now I'm going to start to insulate the bottom, and so I can board all that up. Boards in the house, I took it in, and it'll only get boarded to there because the kitchen's going in this short space, the bed's going in the rest of it. So I've only got to do this piece, and those I will fill in all together, because the overhead lockers I might leave that one open, I don't know yet. Yeah, that can go on, and right up to the top, get that boarded off. It'll feel a lot better then, and so I'll insulate all that. I've left the bloody glue in the house. Yep, so I've got enough offcuts, and I've also got, if anybody knows the price of kingspan, this is proper kingspan, not Celotex. It is proper kingspan. And if you know the price, the 25mm, right, per sheet, this is 50mm, and I've got a lot of it. There's a load more behind that. I've got 5 sheets altogether, right? There's no way I'm going to be able to use 5 sheets in here, but I'm going to use all the offcuts up first. It was from a job, and a barn job. So it is 50 mil. 50 mil will go in the bottom, and looking at it, 50 mil will also go in there. So that'll be nicely insulated in there. Well, I can get a piece out if I slide that one out. Put that in there. Look at that. 50 mil. Oh, hang on. There. 50 mil Kingspan. 50 mil brings it out flush, nearly flush with the front. So that'll fill those up. And I'm not worried about it. I will piece it together, and I might use foam fill in between, just to join them up together. I ain't going to foam fill anything else, because I think that cavity foam fill is a nightmare, especially if you have a bump or something and you've got to try and repair it. So that's got to be done. I'll fill all those in, and I'll fill all that in. I've got the timber now to make that frame. Only with the weather as it is, in and out, I ain't climbing up there onto the roof to unscrew those screws until I know that we've got a good day of sunshine. And then I want one that's followed by a rainy day, as though I know if it leaks or not. Shouldn't leak. They should all come out of there. None of the screws are rusty. Right. Get on and insulate. Well, I've cut all that, tapered all the edges to get it in there. It sits there lovely, as you can see. It's nice and flush with the edge of the uprights. Similar there, but I know that from in the past I've always had to... Where's my finger? Oh, there. I've always had to trim that out there. Right, but that'll get carpeted anyway. Trimmed it all in there. There's still going to be a slight space between there and the face of that. So I'm not too worried about that, because it happens over there. Alright, that'll come out to the face, that will. As well, I get extra insulation in there. But other than that, now all I've got to do is just stuff a little bit of rock wool. I'm using the prickly stuff to fill in these gaps around the bottom. And down in this post, I'll use it to fill in that one. I started to use the wattle stuff, but let's have a look if I can get some of it back out. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. There you go. Yeah, I'm going to use that stuff to go down inside those, because this stuff slides easier, and it'll be easier to do the top members with it. So I've taken all the wires out of those, because I left the Ford standard wiring loom in there, because this is top of the range. It had lights, the downlighter lights, the transit ones, in every rail. Right, I kept some of them in, like I kept one there. Right, I kept one there because there's the notch, and I kept one at the back. But I'll be honest with you, I took the bulbs out, because every time you open the doors, all the lights came on. So I'll just have one in the back, I think, when I come around to doing it. All the cable, I've left all the cables here. They've all got their own special looms with a tag on them as well. So I've left them all in. Fords leave the plugs for them in every van anyway. So that's what I'll do with those. I remember how long it took me in the past now that I'm doing the job. I've got the Kingspan in there. I've left this space so I can gain that extra 2 inches there. That I've put straight as though it could sit on that one instead of sitting out there and losing that much space. It'll make the cupboards more upright. Stuff in these. I mean, I've done all the way over there, right? And I've done so far up there, as far as I can get, because I haven't taken that board down yet. But that stuff in these, and this one, it's all stuffed in there. I put Kingspan against the back on that one, the 2 inch, the 50 mil, plus a load of rock wool. That one's stuffed with rock wool and insulation at the back. You can see the insulation at the back, and I've just filled up the void that was there with insulation. That one, as I say, I filled all the way up around inside the channels with rock wool, and I'm going to put a slight pocket in there so I can stand stuff in there. I wasn't going to, because I know the cupboards will come down, because there'll be a couple of lockers above the sink for my tea and my coffee. So normally above my sink I've got that little steel rack that I use to put the dishcloth and the green scourer and my toothpaste and things like that on. So that's why I left that. I've glued that in. That's 50mm Kingspan out to there, right out to that board. So that'll be nice and easy to do. As I say, I'm not putting it in front of that. Yeah, I'm not putting it in front of that because I want that space for my feet or my head, whichever end of my head goes. So I'm just filling up slowly as I go along. I'm going to fill that one up. I'm going to leave that one empty because that'll be somewhere to stick my iPad and whatever. So I'm slowly, but I mean, I've been back. Well, I started 2 hours ago, and I've already done those few. God, you don't realise how, well, I suppose you do realise, because a lot of you have done it recently. But to stuff those takes ages. I mean, I've got it coming out the sides. You know, I've gone in that way as well. Because, you know, there is a gap there. But God, it takes bloody forever. So I'll get on. Right, just little snippets as I move along. As I say, I didn't realise how long, I've forgotten how long it takes to stuff all these. And it is only in there lightly. I haven't rammed it in there, because if you ram it in there, then it hasn't got any insulation properties. I might stick a bit in there. Right, I've got to hold on again now, because she's shouting me on the radio. There, she's off to school, so I've just ordered another cup of tea on her way past. But it's been a beautiful day today. It's a shame I had to go and get all this insulation and everything this morning, because it has been a beautiful day. As I say, I'm stuck for space, because that's the old boards. I'm going to use some of them up. I can't afford to waste it. Yeah, some of it's going to go in little Will's van when I get round to making that for him when he comes up and visits. Because that should only take me a couple of days. I'll get it roughly drawn out for him. Yeah, so I've insulated all the way down the bottom there. I've boxed that door in, because I will put ply round on the inside when I make the door. When I put the panel on, I'll make a wooden hatch to go through there. Is all I've got to do is I've got to move all that to be able to get to that space to insulate down there. I've started to insulate along the roof. You know, I can't do a lot there until I've taken those down. As I said, these are screwed to the ceiling boards and then put up. So I've got to take them down. Yeah, I'm absolutely shocked how long it does take to stuff all those, and I haven't done a cross inside there yet. I got a lot of cables to go through there yet, so I might not do those at all. I'll just put covers on them. Yeah, I'll just make covers, and I'll just put covers on there. I won't bother insulating in those, because at the end of the day, I will have a wall coming down from about there down, so that'll be in the garage area. Oh, I keep hitting this wire. Let's see if I can get it back up there out of the way. There. All right. Yep. So that's all I've got left out of a roll. It's not a lot. Hell, I didn't realise how much it takes. I mean, that took quite a bit. That's not stuffed tight, but it's stuffed. It's not stuffed tight. I can still move it around with my finger, and I can't get in that one. But I got to go down from the bottom and up from the bottom, down from the top and up from the bottom, or is down from the bottom and up from the top. I don't know. Right. Yep. I'm just going to cut the insulation to fit those two now, and drink my cup of tea. I'll forego my afternoon siesta today because it's so sunny. Bye. Bacon in my baguette. Yeah, yeah. She's a good girl. Right, where did I get to? Half a roll of that, right, and there is a lot in one of those, right, has gone into these 1, 2, 3 rails there, in all the gaps there, down these rails, up into those. I've done those, done that one, done those, and I've eventually put that up, and I've just come down from doing it, and it's just started to spit with rain. Thank God for that. Well, I knew it was going to rain because my sister's in Hereford and she says it's raining in Hereford. So, right, I can get on now and put the rest of this stuff up, the dodo mat, and then insulate it like I've insulated those. But it won't be Kingspan this time. It'll be polystyrene. I just lost my camera. It was on the doorstep. It was on there, and because I was up on the roof, anybody who could have walked past could have nicked it. We couldn't bloody find it. My granddaughter made me a cup of tea and she moved it, and I panicked. I thought it would gone, but it's a beautiful cup of tea. Right, that's it. Get on with it. Right, 6 o'clock at night. Is it 6 o'clock at night? 5:52, yeah. 17:52, yeah, 6 o'clock at night. And that's it. This end is totally insulated, and all those are done. That's up. Wooden frames in and screwed in from the outside. That's all insulated right the way around. And that's me for the night. I'm knackered now. So tomorrow, that one can come down and I'll start on that one. Yeah, that one's got to be replaced as well, because I had to get to the solar because I added a panel, and of course I bloody broke the boards when I was doing it. So I think I'm going to have new boards anyway, because those are a little bit too thin. They're a bit flexy. So yeah, there, I've done that now anyway. I'm knackered. I'm going in, shower, food, bed. Might not be in that order either. Now that's off. Just another quick update. I've not done a lot since, but from when I insulated these cross rails, right, and down all the struts, I realised how long it took me. And I mean, I'm stuffing it in and then dragging it back, because if you stuff it in there, there's no insulation properties in it at all, because it needs that airspace in there. So I was having to drag it back as well and fluff it up. So it took a long time. So as I say, I've got these two to do. So it took me a day and a half to do those two, those three, and the door and the wall ones. So I doubt if I'll be much more filming today. It's now 10:15, so it's been roughly 3/4 hour since I last spoke. So that's all I should be doing today, is stuffing all those and putting the dodo mat on. That's all I'll be doing, and I'll come back later on and just show you the progress as I've done that end. So catch you in a while. Radio back on. Goes on for an hour and then it turns itself off. Right, that's all in. They're all stuffed. 12:20. They're all stuffed. They're all in, and now I'm down the back end now. I've run wiring through, and it's all going down into this corner because I'm going to put all my electronics down there. Well, 50%, 75% of them down there, and the rest up the front. Purely because it has two circuits, you know, you might as well keep them separate. you know where you're looking. If that end's blown, you know where you're looking. You're not coming around wedging in there. All right, anyway. And I've started to bubble wrap it. All right, this is a controversy between a lot of keyboard warriors, and says, oh, you shouldn't do that because of the condensation. Yeah, if you've sealed the cab off, in my eyes, if you've sealed the cab off from the outer skin, right, my condensation, my moisture is not going to get through to the metal. There is enough holes and drainage on the outside of the van to take any condensation that runs down the wall, right, and gathers in the bottom. That's what water normally does, is goes downhill, right? So I don't want any of that. But you've got your right to your opinion, and I've got the right to mine. So this is it. I'm totally sealing them off now. I've just left those flapping because Transit have got their own metal conduit all the way along the edge of there. You can't get to it with screws, so you ain't likely to give it a puncture, because we screwed to the bottom half of it, because this is the thin bit. That's bloody 3 thick there. You know, look at it, it's 3 thick. So, you know, you want some strong screws to hold on to that. Marked all the rails. I've marked where the awning bolts are, because I will put a hatch back in there. I put a hatch on them all when I put the awning on. When it comes time to put a longer awning on, if I can get one, I'll just cut a new hole and do it from there. So I've sealed all along there. I shan't seal these down until I do put the boards up. You know, because as I say, I'm going to run the cabling around there. There is a lot of cabling running through these back doors, because there's my reversing lights, my loading lights, my strobes, the side lights. Right, as I say, I've run cabling through there. I've run cabling down alongside this rail. I won't put it through the rail because I am going to be screwing to the rails to hold the ceiling up. So I don't want any cables inside there to be able to screw into. What else is there? Well, basically that's it. That's as far as I got. Now I'm just going to come up to here where I've this is all propped up because I've glued that one up. I made him a little bit too small, and he didn't stay up like the rest are on their own. So I've run the cables through for the lighting. What else was there? That's it, I think. So yeah, I'll carry on. I'll come back to you later on.